See, at 15%, we got 9,12,550. At 19%, we got 8,27,350. PV of cash outflow is equal to rupees 8,50,000. So one value is more than 8,50,000, the other value is less than 8,50,000. So IRR lies between 15% and 19%. 15 और 19 के बीच में IRR है. तो अब IRR कैलकुलेट करने के लिए सेम फॉर्मूला वी विल अप्लाई. तो IRR लोअर रेट इज 15% plus 9,12,550 minus 8,50,000 divided by 9,12,550 minus 8,27,350 into the difference is 16, 17, 18, 19, 4. 15 plus. Now we evaluate. 9,12,550 minus 8,50,000. 62,550 divided by 9,12,550 minus 8,27,350. How? So say 85,200. Now 62,550 divided by 85,200 into 4. 2.94, that is equal to 17.94 is the IRR. We got the IRR 17.94. Now all the four methods, it's a lengthy problem. ये प्रॉब्लम में पीबीपी मालूम करे, एआरआर मालूम करे, एनपीवी एंड आल्सो आईआरआर. All the four methods we have calculated. Now, in order to give the decision, it is better to write it in a tabular form like this: option 1 and option 2. First we take PBP, second we take ARR, third we take NPV, and last we take IRR. That's it. Now PBP 2.78 and here 3.40, we already got it. 32.70 and 22%, we have already calculated. 71,116 and 62,550 and 25.03%, here we got 17.94%. That's it. Now by comparing this, we can say which option is better. 2.78, 3.40, so option 1 is better according to PBP. ARR 32.7, 22, again option 1 is better. NPV 71,116, 62,550, 71,000, again option 1. IRR 25%, 17%, 25 is great. So according to all the four criteria, it is suggested to go for option 1, since in this option all the criteria is favoring. All the criteria are favoring option 1. See the next problem. The next problem is 32nd. See the problem 32. A choice is to be made between two competing projects which require an equal investment of rupees 50,000 and are expected to generate net cash flows as follows. Year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, project 1, project 2. So cash inflows are fluctuating. The cost of capital of the company is 10%. Compute the NPV and IRR and suggest which project is acceptable. Only two methods we have to apply, that is NPV and IRR. Two projects are given. So it is very easy to calculate the NPV and little bit difficult to calculate the IRR because IRR is time consuming. So it is problem number 32. calculation of NPV. Here PV factors at the rate of 10%. Then we will take two broad columns. This is project 1 and this is project 2. Cash inflows, PV of cash inflows. These are cash inflows, PV of cash inflows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. PV of cash inflow 0.909, 0.826, 0.751, 683, 621, 564. Now, cash inflows are given for first project as 25,000, 15,000, 10,000, 0, 12,000, 6,000. And second project it is 10,000, 12,000, 18,000, 25,000, 8,000, 4,000. Now multiply the PV factors with cash inflow to get PV of cash inflow. 22,725, 12,390, 7510, then 0, 7452, 3384, total 53,461. Similarly, 9090, 9912, project 1, project 2. We are calculating the NPV, PV of cash inflow minus PV of cash outflow. NPV. PV of cash inflow is 53,461, 56,819, and PV of cash outflow is given in the problem as 50,000 for both the projects. So it is 3,461, 6,819. That's it. So we have calculated the NPV for both the projects. Now calculation for IRR. Calculation of IRR. So for IRR calculation, first we will take project 1. Project 1. The annual cash inflows are not constant, so we calculate fake PBP. So total PBP, total cash inflows are 68,000. Divided by 6, it comes to 11,333.33. So this is the average cash inflow. No, it is 68,006. Fake PPP is not this one. Fake PPP initial investment is 50,000 and the average cash inflow is 11,000. Better we calculate first average cash inflow. Instead of fake PBP, we calculate average cash inflow. So total cash inflow are 68,000 divided by 6. 11,333.33. Then fake PBP is equal to 50,000 4.412. Now we have to locate 4.412 in the table. So at 12%, 4.111. Therefore, we begin at 12%. Cash inflows. Cash inflows are 25,000, 15,000, 10,000, 0, 12,000, 6,000. And 12% PV factors are 0.893, 797, 712, 636, 567, again 507, 567, 507. Multiply, we'll get 22,325. Then we'll get 11,955. Then we get 7,120, 0, 6804 and 3042. The total is 51,246. Now, PV of cash outflow is equal to rupees 50,000. We got 51,246 to decrease. To decrease this PV of cash inflow, we increase the rate. Earlier we have taken 12%. Now we increase it and take it 16% and see. So PV factor 16% and the PV of cash inflow at 16% we'll try and find out. So PV factors at 16% are 0.862, 0.743, 0.641, 0.552, 0.476, 0.410. So 21,550, 11,145, 6410, 0, 5712 and 2460. Total is 47,277. We got one value more than 50,000, the other value less than 50,000. So we got PV of cash inflow at the rate of 12%, 51,246. $47,277. PV of cash outflow 50,000. Therefore, IRR lies between 12% and 16%. 12 और 16 के बीच में IRR है. So IRR is equal to RL plus PVCF 80 minus PVC divided by delta PV. Difference is 4. 12 plus 1246 divided by 3969. 12 plus 1.26. So it will be 13.26%. So we got the IRR 13.26. 13.26 is the IRR for project 1. Now similarly we have to take for project 2. Calculation of IRR project 2. So we'll calculate average cash inflow. Average cash inflow are 77,000 divided by 6. The total cash inflow are 77,000. So 77,000 divided by 6, 12,833.33. 12,833.33. So you are getting 3.896. So nearest value is 14%. At 14%, 3.889. So we begin our calculations at 14%. So here we take 14%. At 14%. The cash inflows are given in the problem for proposal option 2. The option 2 cash inflows are 10,000, then 12,000, then 18,000, 25,000, 8,000, 4,000. PV factors 0.877, 0.769, 0.675, 0.592, 0.519, 0.456. These are the PV factors at 14%. Now multiply 8,770, 9228, 12,150, 14,800, then 4152, 1824. The total is 50,924. Now see here, our PV of cash outflow is 50,000, whereas inflow we are getting 50,924. Now we want to decrease. To decrease the PV of cash inflow, we have to increase the rate. पहले 14% लिए थे, अब थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस है, डिफरेंस ज्यादा नहीं है, ओनली 924 का है, तो एक 2% बढ़ा देंगे, 2% इंक्रीज करके 16% पर ले लेंगे. We calculated 16%. तो 16% 0.862, 0.743, 0.641, 0.552, 0.476, 0.410. तो 8620, 8916, 11,538, 13,800, 3808, 1640. Total is 48,322. So we got one value more than 50,000, the other value less than 50,000. So IRR lies between 14 and 16%. So to decrease the PV of cash inflow, we increase the rate. Let the new rate be 16%. So at 14%, we got 50,924, and 16% we got 48,322. PV of cash outflow is 60. तो 14% and 16% के बीच में आया, तो 14%. PVCF80. PVCF80 is 50,924 minus 50,000. 924 divided by 2602. That comes to 0.71, 14.71%. That's it. So we have calculated the IRR for both the projects. Project 1, Project 2, NPV, IRR. So we have calculated NPV 3461, 6819 and 13.26%, here 14.71%. On the basis of these calculations, we can give the suggestion which project is better, project 1 or project 2. NPV 3461, 6819. So project 2 is better because the NPV of project 2 is more. Similarly, IRR 13.26 and 14.71. So 14.71 is greater IRR. So from both the criteria, NPV and IRR, we suggest project 2 should be accepted. Problem number 33. A firm whose cost of capital is 10% is considering two mutually exclusive projects, X and Y, the details of which are as follows. Particulars, investments are 70,000, 70,000. The investment is same. Cash inflows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fluctuating cash inflows. Then we have compute NPV and IRR and suggest which project is acceptable. Exactly similar. So, calculation of 33rd problem. Calculation of NPV, net present value. Here, PV factors at the rate of 10%. Then we take two broad columns, X project, Y project, two sub columns, cash inflow, PV of cash inflow. Here cash inflow, PV of cash inflow. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. PV of cash inflow. So 0.909, 0.826, 0.751, 0.683, 0.621. The cash inflows are given 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 45,000, 60,000. And cash inflows are given 50,000, 40,000, 20,000, 10,000, again 10,000. So we are given the cash inflows, we are given the PV factors. Now we can find out the NPV easily. Multiply the PV factors with cash inflow to get PV of cash inflow. 9090, 16,520, 22,530, 45,450, 33,040, 15,020, cash outflow is given as 1,70,000. So NPV is 46,135 and 36,550. That's it. One answer we have completed. We have completed the calculation of NPV. Next we have to calculate IRR. Calculation of IRR. So annual cash inflows are not constant, so we calculate fake PBP. So average cash inflow is equal to 1,65,000 divided by 5. 33,000.